channel, or welcome if you're new here. I'm Christine, and I am back from a 2-week trip to the Pacific Northwest where I got to see my family as well as teach 4 classes at the Sew Expo in Puyallup, Washington. So I'm really excited to be back. I'm still super jet lagged, but I wanted to share a roundup of all the things that I got while I was on my trip before I dive in and start making stuff. So today I'm going to show you a mix of fabric, patterns, notions, and other good things that I picked up on my trip, and also a few things from the Sew Expo. But before we dive in, I have some really exciting news I wanted to show you. I just got this in the FedEx last night, so it is hot off the press. This is the spring issue of What Women Create, which is a magazine all about women creators. And I know for sure it's sold at Barnes & Noble. Also, I think Joann's Fabrics carries it. And I'm really excited to share that I am featured in it. I cannot believe it. It's so fun. Let me see the page. There are so many interesting women featured, so many different creators. So I definitely recommend taking a peek at it. But mine starts on page 58. And it's highlighting my sewing in the city, as well as my new brand, Lindy, and just a bit about my story of how I started, a business doing my creations. So I'm really excited to share that. So if you see it on the newsstands, definitely take a peek. So I think I'm gonna start by showing you some of the patterns I got. I got some really good deals at Joann's on their $1.99 pattern sales. So I did pick up, I picked up a couple men's patterns, but I also picked up 4 evening dress looks for any events that are upcoming in the spring or the summer that I may need a fancy dress for. So I figured these were such a good deal. I'm just gonna pick them up and have them in my stash so that if or when the opportunity arises, I have some options. So the first one is I got this Badgley Mishka one, which I love. I love the upper arm coverage of this. I just like to have that, like this area of my arms covered. So I really love this one. This one is a 2-piece Vogue, also Badgley Mishka. I just think it's so elegant. And this one is a McCall's. It has a option for the open back, which I thought was cool. I also like the little train. So lots of kind of cool options on this one. It's very simple, but I think with the right fabric, it could be super cool. The last one is a bit of a wild card, but I do love a good ruffle. So I think the shorter version is quite chic. It does have quite a bit of ruffle at the neck, so I'm not sure how it would turn out, but it's always fun to have something different and maybe take a risk in sewing. So I don't know if you know, but I am a huge fan of vintage patterns as well. And I got several vintage patterns at Sew Expo. There's a booth called Stitches in Time, and she's there every year, she and her husband. Maybe you know her if you've been to Sew Expo. So I definitely hit her booth on the first day and picked up some gems of patterns. And these are a couple that I just wanted to show you because they are literally like art. I love looking at them, and I'm really excited to share and see what you think as well. So this one, look at this beautiful 2-piece, 3-piece outfit with the top, the little shorts, and then the overskirt. I mean, this is something that would be relevant for today. Like, you could make this and walk out on the street and be totally on trend. But aside from that, just look how beautiful that envelope is. I just love the artwork of the drawing, the colors, the way the skirt is cut on the bias. I think it's just so chic. Next one, in a very similar kind of artistic style, which I think is why I like it, is this also 2-piece, just gorgeous. Look at the pleat down the front. The jacket is so interesting. Her hat, oh my goodness. Her bag, all the beautiful details that just make this a work of art. Next one is kind of similar to the first one, but again, I just love the styling, her hair, the artwork, the way the drawing is, and of course the outfit. I think it's super, super cute. It would be fun for a little vacation getaway. And then last but not least, my mom said, oh yeah, that looks like you. I definitely love a good puffed sleeve. And I just, again, love the artwork of this one and the styles. I think it's really a gorgeous sleeve style, especially the navy blue. Really, really pretty there. Okay, next moving on to some really cool notions that I want to share. So the first is this really cool pair of duckbill scissors. So if we've been friends for a while, you know I love my duckbill scissors for braiding, lace work, when you make your underwear. And I got this really fancy, cool pair of, they're kind of a black powder coated from So Expo as a gift, as a birthday gift from my mom. So if you're watching, thank you so much. I love them. She saw me eyeing them and then she went back into the booth and bought them when I wasn't looking, and I really love them. I'll drop a link above to a video I have where I use these scissors where I'm doing grading, which they're super, super handy for. The next thing I wanna share are some magnet things that I got from a company called So Tights. So they were so kind. Tara was so kind to send me their cutting mat system, which unfortunately I wasn't able to bring back with me because it was too big to fit in my luggage. But I can say their cutting mat is really, really interesting, using magnets to hold your fabric and your pattern down to the cutting mat so you can easily use your rotary cutter around the mat. But they have other magnet items as well. So these are just these little magnet strips that act as pins. So you can use them to pin your layers of fabric together in places where pins are convenient or with fabric that is a bit more sensitive to pins. So I'm really excited to try these. And I also got a magnetic pin holder, which is a 2-piece also device that has a magnet. And you just clip it to you can clip it anywhere on your person, and then it's a magnet. I think these are well, no, they actually hold. So it's a really strong magnet, but they're really meant for your pins or little clipper scissors, I would say. So this was a really fun thing from So Tights. So I also picked up some really cool vintage laces at So Expo from one of the vintage booths. So this one is 2 3/4 yards of this beautiful galloon lace. I thought it was so pretty. These were 3 for $10. So I think I got all these for $10, which is a pretty good deal. This one has 7 yards of this really pretty edging lace. I haven't seen one like this ever, so I thought it was interesting. And then this one is a wider edging lace, also very pretty. I think there's 2.5 yards of this one. I also took from my mom's stash a sleeve roll, which I'm really excited to have. So this is something I'm adding to my collection. And I also picked up a good stash of interfacing from Joann's. They had it on 50% off sale. I think I might have gotten an extra 20% off because I ordered online. But this is my favorite interfacing. It's the Pellon Easy Knit. And I love it because it's lightweight. So I don't really love the look of really stiff interfacing. And so this lightweight knit interfacing has always been my favorite. You can see it's just super lightweight and it's knit. So it does have just a bit of stretch. So really excited to have a couple yards of black and white now in my stash. Okay, next I'm going to show you a really specific project that I kind of have here. So this is going to be a special jacket for someone who loves military inspired and kind of wants a cool sort of on-trend military inspired jacket. So I first picked up the pattern. This is a Vogue that I got for $1.99 on the Joann's sale. And I think I'm going to use this inspiration, but I'm going to make it in the shorter version. So this is the inspiration. It is a lined jacket. So I've picked up a bunch of goodies here. Let me show you first the fabric. So I got this black, it looks really linty on camera, but this is a black, it's cotton, it's fairly heavy. This is from the Eddie Bauer line of fabric that I picked up at Joann's. So I think I also got this on a coupon, a super good deal, but it's just a really nice kind of heavyweight cotton, I would say a twill kind of a weight. So that's going to be the outer part of the jacket. And then I got this red lining and a patch, which I'll show you. This red lining for inside, so it's kind of has that patriotic vibe. And then I want to show you, I got a patch online from Etsy. So that will go there. And then I got a bunch of buttons and things. So these are going to be the buttons for the front, for the closure. So kind of vintage looking. I picked these up at Holly Lobby. I could not believe how well priced their buttons are. These were 99 cents for 3 buttons. Just incredible value. And then I got the little ones for the right here on the sleeve. So they are the same color, but obviously just a bit smaller. And then I picked up, just for fun, these 2 different packs of safety pins, but they're kind of decorative safety pins. I thought maybe for a little, decoration, maybe on the collar or something. So I'm not sure which gold or silver I would use, but I picked these up just to have something maybe to play with as the jacket gets finished. So this is going to be a fun project you'll probably be seeing at some point in the future. Okay, now on to the fabric, the good stuff, right? So I have a various mix of fabrics, so I'll just kind of show you from the top. I got this cotton strawberry with little polka dots on the background from Holly Lobby, 40% off. I think I will probably make a little pajama set for summer out of this. I love these cotton pajama sets, and so this is definitely going to be one. I usually use my Lennox shorts and tank top pattern, which I've done before. So picked up that one, really kind of a cute thing. Then I picked up this fabric, which is 100% cotton, but it looks like wool. And I just loved the houndstooth effect. So it feels like a flannel. I think I would definitely say it's a flannel because it's not as heavy as it looks. So I think that's why I like it. I'm going to make a men's shirt out of this that has the look maybe of a jacket, do some different pockets on it or something that makes it kind of look like a jacket, but I like the fact that it's still a lighter weight fabric, so it's not like a real jacket. And then another piece of Eddie Bauer. If you live in the States and you live close to a Joann's, and you like flannel, you definitely got to check out this Eddie Bauer flannel if you haven't already. It is so soft and such good quality that I got this piece to make a men's shirt. I loved the color combination, and the price was incredible. I think it was $3.99 a yard, and then I had an additional coupon for 20% off because I ordered it online and picked it up. So it was an incredible deal. And if you know Joann's, they have their Snuggle line, and I've used it on the back of a couple quilts, and it just doesn't have quite the same quality. It sort of pills a little bit, but I have a feeling this Eddie Bauer brand is definitely higher quality, so I'm excited to try it. I also got a large piece in a red check print to put on the back of a Christmas quilt that I have planned for the next time I go visit my mom. So that I left back at her house, and I'll be using that for the back of a quilt in the next on my next visit. So really love this flannel. I think it's super fun. And a few more fabric pieces. So I have been making these cosmetic bags for my brand Lindy, which is for brides. So obviously I like using blue for the something blue. So I picked up also from Holly Lobby a couple really pretty, kind of these Laura Ashley style prints that I'm really loving for cosmetic bags. So I'm going to quilt these up and make them into some cosmetic bags. So I got quite a bit of this from Holly Lobby at their 40% off sale that they have every other week. So that was a really good find. And then I had some good luck at the thrift store in Seattle, and I found this granny square Afghan. I actually, this is only half of it. I only brought like half of it home because I've already made my niece, who is, I think she's 22 or 23 now. I made her a little jacket, which looked so adorable on her. I'm so mad that I didn't get a photo.
But I've already made a jacket for her, and I brought back the extra to make myself a jacket. So this is going to be a project coming up quite soon. I loved the colors. I thought it was really, really happy and fun. I almost forgot to tell you what I'm wearing. So if you followed my last video I posted about what I had been making lately, I shared the fabric and the lining for this jacket, which is now in reality. So I sewed it up, I think later that day, and I really love the way it turned out. So this is my new jacket pattern called the Great Jones. I did this different trim. So this is just a piece of binding, bias cut binding, that instead of folding under the edges, I just left them raw and then kind of frayed the edges. I sewed it here. So yeah, I did this really kind of fun binding for that traditional tweed jacket look. And I've just been wearing it. I wore it at Sew Expo with a t-shirt under. I quilted it with one layer of warm and natural quilt batting. And I actually quilted the tweed. You can't even see the lines because they get hidden in the tweed. And then I did a separate lining. So I kind of went off the pattern a little bit and did a lining on this one. But yeah, you can kind of see the quilting from there. So I love the little pink. I kind of wish you could see the pink from the outside, but it's something that only we know is there, and that's perfect. So thank you so much for joining me today. I can't tell you how much your comments and warm wishes and just conversation in the comments warm my heart, and I just love receiving these comments. I'm so thankful for you tuning in and sharing in my sewing adventures. And yeah, I think I will be back next week with either a tutorial of how I do my binding on the jacket or a wrap up of the things I've been sewing, because I have been sewing quite a bit. So until next time, I hope you're doing well, and I'll talk to you soon. Bye.